Sometimes people say my hair's sticking up. Is my hair sticking up?
Oh, your hair looks wonderful.
Okay,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Well, by the way, welcome to another edition of What's Good with John and Joyce, brought to you by our good friends over at Woodwinds in Brantford with Silvio's sauce. Oh, it's so
Love it.
good.
Everybody loves it.
And our esteemed guest got married over at Woodwinds, by the way. He's going to tell you a bit more about that in a bit. What's Good with John and Joyce is sponsored by Woodwinds Wedding and Special Events venue in Brantford, Connecticut, and Silvio's award-winning Italian sauces, which you can buy anytime online at silviosauces.com. That's silviosauces.com. But I'm John Cadillac Seville from iHeartRadio.
Joyce Logan.
Hello, Joyce. And Kahseim, I'm going to read this now because I want to make sure I get it right, all right? Kahseim is a joyful and positive man, which I picked up right away when I met with him, with a passion for inspiring and motivating others to be the best version of themselves. In addition to being a full-time dad and husband, he is a somatic practitioner. Did I say that right? Wellness educator, yoga instructor, mindfulness practitioner, and author of We Are Enough, which I read, by the way. A heartfelt children's book that resonates deeply with readers of all ages, including us big kids, and inspiring both young minds and adult hearts all over the world and the universe, for that matter. Even the Klingons love this book. The Romulans, you know?
You are just sunshine walking down the street.
Yes.
You are sunshine when you're plunging into the frigid waters of winter.
You've done that too? I've done so many polar plunges over the years.
Yeah, we'll have to do one together.
He chops the ice to get into it.
It's so good for the immune system. It really
It is.
And you'll
It
get
is.
into that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I find it to be more of a mental stimulation. It's kind of safeguards you against a lot of depressive things because you've done the hardest work you can possibly do. It's uncomfortable, and then you come out of it unscathed, and you just feel great the rest of the day.
And that's a good point. It's like the book Eat the Bullfrog.
I'm not
Sure, I read. Read that book. Do the
Okay.
thing that you loathe the most first thing in the
I've heard
morning,
the saying.
and boom, the rest of the day,
Yeah.
easy peasy.
Eat
Yeah.
the bullfrog.
Yep.
I love
Eat
that.
the bullfrog, which of course we're not talking,
Right,
figuratively.
literally.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I know school is about to begin. You're
It
a
is.
teacher.
Yeah.
And what do you look forward to the most when you're meeting the class for the first time?
Yeah. There's always a lot of excitement around the start of anything that involves children, I think. They're coming into a new year. They're missing their friends. They've had great summers, hopefully. But some of them, the thing that I try to remind myself is that they don't have someone like myself in their life all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm at school and when I'm expecting these kids back, I'm really gearing myself up and amping myself up to bring that positivity, to be that support system for them that, they remind me all the time. Oh, I wish you were my uncle. I wish you were my dad. They say stuff like that. I remember when I first started at this particular school, I had kids come up to me telling me I'm their favorite teacher. And I'm like, you're not even in my class. We don't even know each other.
You're my favorite teacher already.
So
and I just met you.
Thank you. and I find that just by holding yourself in high esteem and high regard, just as the person that you see in the mirror, that reflects on everybody that you interact with.
That's a real good point too, because it's not being arrogant.
No.
A lot of times I'll say I expect good each and every day when I wake up, not because of who I am, but because of whose I am.
I like that.
And I go throughout each and every day. And the thing is, when you speak highly of yourself, you're honoring the one who created you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be, everyone needs to be very careful about what comes next after I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am.
Two most powerful words that you can say.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you're able to teach that in school. Do you get any, do your hands get tied at any time of what you can say or can't say spiritual?
Well, there's a curriculum that I have to teach, and I also understand that not everybody comes from the same mindset and the same background as I do. So I'm very careful about how I word things. I try to keep it very universal.
Yes.
Sometimes kids will want to take a deeper dive and ask me, and I'll give them a little bit more. But when you're dealing with 6th and 7th and 8th grade students, and maybe they haven't really decided which way they want to go in life, I just try to lead by example. I can point them to some books. I can point them to some YouTube videos, some different social media influencers, or I can say, just look at my page and there's nothing but positivity on it.
Yes.
So I don't kind of give them anything more than what I'm legally supposed to give them, if that makes sense.
Right.
I try to stick to what my job description is, but at the same time, I can put my own little flair and flavor on it.
And they kind of get a feel for you by the way you live your life and
They do.
walk. They know there's something very unique about you and that you have a deep faith.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically walk the walk.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not just talking the talk. I mean, I noticed that right away when I met you by the way you talk, your body language, your eye contact. You're the real deal.
It's the most important thing to have that integrity and do the things that you want others to be able to do, even when no one's looking, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so everyone needs to go to your Facebook page
Yeah,
or Instagram
check it out.
because it's easy to find you. Not a lot of Kahseim
Yeah.
outlaws out there.
I think I'm the only one.
How did they come up with that, Kahseim Outlaw? I love it.
So my father came up with the name. He got it from, you remember the old Sinbad the Sailor movies?
Absolutely.
So in one of those movies, there was a prince named Prince Kahseim.
Yes.
It was spelled a little bit different. And he was transformed into a baboon. So I'm basically named after a baboon. But he changed the spelling a little bit and it stuck. And, that's who I am now, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's very powerful.
thank you.
You know, in this book that you wrote, even though,
Let's show that. Let's put it right there in the camera there, Joyce. If people can see that, we are.
but we'll put it up. You know, if you're not watching on YouTube, you have to watch this show on YouTube. You have to see Kahseim. You have to see some of the pictures we're going to be adding. You sent me some great photos.
Awesome.
But this book kind of reminded me, remember when Winnie the Pooh book came out, but it really was for adults? And it was like the philosophy
Yeah, it's
of
like
Winnie
lessons from
Lessons.
Pooh or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
This is what this is. It really is. Because one of my favorites, I have this next to my bed. What we have is enough. What we do is enough. What we are is enough.
Mm-hmm.
We are here and we are alive. And that is enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, this whole book is just perfection. You can turn it to any page and you can read it with your children. You could read it to your grandmother. You could, it's just a great little book.
And you really represent what we try to do with this podcast, just to have it be a safe place to land.
Yeah.
There's so much negativity out there, so much divisiveness, as you know, Kahseim, just so much of it. We just want to realize that, we're going to bring people together. If it's one person at a time, one viewer, one listener, whatever it may be, it may sound Pollyanna, but that's basically how we live our lives.
One of the first things that I tell my students every time I meet them, aside from I love you, right? That's it's crazy. Kids walk into a class and like, hey, I just want to let everybody know before I even tell you who I am that I love you, right? And that kind of, they're taken aback by that.
Powerful.
Because some of them, they might not have heard that and who knows how long. I come from a family where we say it almost compulsively. Like when we see each other, I love you. When we're on the phone, I love you back, that type of thing. And it's not just lip service, but it's a mantra. You're reinforcing it. And to let people know that they're safe, that's the first thing, and that they're loved and that they're supported. I think that's the real essence of the book, and that's something that comes from here,
Yes.
So important because a lot of people will say maybe I love you, but it's robotic. Is it real?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it's real. You look them in the eye and they can sense that it's
tell.
real.
You can tell. It's real.
Yeah. And they know. And then your actions kind of reinforce that as you move forward.
Right.
So tell me how you handle situations where people may come in a very negative way about what happened in their day, about what's happening in the world. Instead of engaging in that, what do you do?
I always try to add some positive light to it. And sometimes that's met with a little, I don't know what the proper
resistance.
There we go. It's met with resistance, and you can feel it. And sometimes you have to just be silent and give people the space to vent and to get things out, because a lot of them are parroting what they saw on TV or what they heard from somebody else, or maybe there's something else that happened to them in their life that keeps that record skipping over and over again. So just holding space for them, not allowing them to bring down my vibe is super important. And when I notice that starts to happen, then we create a little distance. Right. So if you can't help someone, then just love them from a little bit further away. Right.
It's like certain family members you have to love from a distance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Right, I gotta go now. It's like,
Or certain people do the energy zaps.
Mm-hmm.
But, we can do our best. Like my whole motto in life, and Joyce and I talk about, I'm going to love everybody, but some people from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
The people that I hold in my circle are usually uplifting, positive, spiritually based people going, and they have their walk in the walk. They have some spring in their step.
Yeah.
But we're going to pray for the world.
Yeah.
Wherever we go.
Mm-hmm. Those are wise words.
Yes. You have to see Kahseim's your shirt in
Oh,
engineering.
yeah, sorry, get the hair out of the way.
Technologies for well-being. It really is all about inner
Yeah.
us.
I love that T-shirt.
Yeah, this is a
Right.
program that I did back in 2014. It's by the Isha Foundation, which is founded by Sadhguru. You guys can look him up. He's all over the internet. He's
Yeah.
got a bunch of different initiatives, but this is the flagship program. It's called Inner Engineering. And it's basically about, being the architects of who we are. We can create a lot of comforts and convenience in the outside world. We get our house just right, we get our car just right. And we think that after doing that, everything's going to be fine, but we're still there as we are. So if we start from the inside and work our way out, now all of a sudden things start to change a bit. So
if someone is just new to this,
Mm-hmm.
it comes to you to say, I want to be more like you. How do you find that inner peace?
yeah,
Would you say,
I would point them towards this
To that
program.
inner-
And I'm not affiliated in any way, but it's one of the biggest hallmark events of my life. People talk about the day they got married, the day they had a child, maybe they had some traumatic event that opened their eyes to something.
Right.
This was a 3 to 4 day event that I went to just by myself with 1,000 other people that had this transformative experience. And it was really just about reflecting on this life is my responsibility. It's no one else's. And if that's the case, if we really take that to heart, now we start to craft a life that we want. And joy is at the top of it.
I love that.
It's amazing. So many people nowadays do not accept accountability.
Mm.
We want to pass the buck. And like you said, it all starts,
Yeah.
it's an inside job.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
really is an inside job. And you talk about that in your books as well, Joyce, the same thing.
And something can happen to all three of us, the same exact event, and we all look at it in different ways, right? So that shows us that we have this, particular lens that we can view the world through.
Right.
And if we have autonomy and we say, how do I want to view this? Now it
Right.
become very powerful.
Right. And it really is okay to walk away from it. Turn off the TV. Don't be stuck to the news. I mean, truly, the news is there to bring you breaking news. And it's usually not good, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
breaking news. We don't need to know about weather disasters in other countries that we can do nothing about.
No.
You know what I mean? 24/7.
Sure, we could pray
it's
for 'em,
something.
but-
It's some. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can send money to wherever that they have there. But I know people who get so stuck that they can't sleep at night because they're worried about everything that we're not meant to have all this information, right?
No, I was just going to say our nervous systems aren't designed for this overload. We're supposed to be in small groups, tightly knit, and then we can expand out and bring
There you
that
go.
joy elsewhere. But
There you
when we're
go.
constantly getting fed this information, it's just too much.
And the thing is, I think it's all about how you start your day. We talked about that off air a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm not going to let external random things come into my thought in the morning. I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to listen to the news or read the news. I'm going to, first of all, go to my creator in the morning, and then I'm going to do my exercises, my breathing exercises, my yoga, Pilates movements every day to take care of this amazing machine that God gave me
Yeah.
and all of us here. And then I'm going to do some more prayerful work, go to the gym, and all that done by 9 o'clock. And I'm ready to move on with the day. I've taken care of my spiritual,
Yep.
my mental, my physical being.
And it makes you feel good.
It does.
Whatever routine that anyone has, if it's positive,
Yep.
So what are you doing? I know what John does, and you're grounding, but especially when the school season starts,
Yeah.
what do you have time to do before you go to get you started?
So I'm not a huge fan of waking up early, but I know that it's a practice.
either.
It's a
So here.
practice that reaps a lot of rewards. So I know if cognitively, if I know that I'm going to wake up early and have all this time to myself to get things done and set myself up for a successful day, then that's not a problem for me. I've always been a person where you show me the truth, you show me what the right decision to make is, and I can make it like that.
Yeah.
Some people struggle with that. You tell them something like, I know I should eat this. I know I should wake up early. I could go to bed, but they get caught in that the trappings of life, right? So to answer,
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
yeah, exactly. And then you also got to remember, like, sometimes the spirit will move you to do things, and sometimes you have to use the body to get the spirit going, right? They work
Right.
together.
That's a really good point, because if you're waiting for motivation, it's never going to happen.
No.
You just get up there, don't think about it, do it, and then all of a sudden the inspiration and motivation follows.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. So, like I said, to answer your question, I'll wake up somewhere around 6 o'clock, sometimes a little earlier if I want to do some more things. One of the first things I do is meditate. So I have a meditation practice that's anywhere from like 21 to 30 minutes. I'll do that. I'll do a yoga practice. Maybe I'll go to the gym because it's not far from my house. Sometimes I'll meet a friend there and we'll work out together. Come back, take a shower, have a nice smoothie or something to drink, and then I'm off to the races. So it's very simple.
But it's just a decision.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of your body when you're younger, you're going to pay off. I mean, a lot of people. Go ahead, Joyce.
No, I was just going to say, it's the consistency, too.
Consistency.
It may not feel good to people when they first start, but it will. It will grow on you, and you'll feel better, and that will make you want to do it. But you just have to be consistent until it becomes natural to you.
Right, and that's the key, because I learned from a mentor a long time ago, would you rather eat medicine for breakfast or eat real food? And to me, food is medicine. Proper food. You know, and there are some people watching and listening right now maybe don't have a choice. They have to have certain, and we're not discarding, that may be something you need. But a lot of people, when they say they have joint or ligament problems at 65, 70, that started when they were 35. By the practices they did their entire life. So these small little incremental things. And it's never too late to start, by the way.
No.
Never too late to start. And you know that as well as anybody.
And in our next show that we're doing, it's going to be all about food.
Nice.
With Kahseim.
We love food.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. But tell me about somatic healing.
So the word
You're
somatic.
a somatic practitioner.
Yeah.
So you studied, you became certified in this?
So I'm a certified yoga teacher, instructor, if you will. I don't teach at a school or anything like that, but I take that education that I had and I bring it to wherever I get called to go. So I've done private practice stuff. People have called me to their house for their family to facilitate some things. I've done things for people in recovery. I've done meditations and different workshops for all sorts of demographics. But in terms of the somatic part, right? So you're using the body. A massage therapist would be a somatic practitioner, Reiki, chiropractic, all these different things like kind of acupuncture, hands-on. For me, it's yoga-based. So moving the body through whether it's a vinyasa flow or whether it's actual fitness, right? There's so many ways you can do it, but getting things moving. For a lot of people, we're really stagnant. We sit at home, we sit at work, we go back home, we sit, we're in the car, and we're just not getting the body, in its natural state.
They say sitting on a couch sometimes is worse than smoking.
Yeah, they say sitting's the new smoke. I mean,
I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah.
But just move. Just move, get up, you walk.
Stretch.
Yeah.
Walk, stretch.
Yeah, your lymphatics, all your body systems are going to jump online when you start to use them.
Yes.
And if you're not using them, things become stagnant, you have blockages, and all of a sudden we have these big health consequences that we're seeing now.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So I try to bring it to the kids at an early age, get them used to this. We talked about consistency. You got to see the fruits of your labor, right? So you start to work out, you start to feel better. And what can I attribute this to? Right. Oh, well, this daily movement. All right. So this is a great thing.
And when you keep yourself fit, I mean, all three of us keep ourselves fit, all ego aside. And when people see that you're actually speaking from a place of credibility, it goes a long, long way.
Yeah.
Because I remember being in high school and there were gym teachers that would tell me to run a lap, and they couldn't even get off the chair.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to go out there and walk the walk, so to speak.
Yeah. If you can show people what it looks like, then that's like the first step.
Yep.
Because like, wow, I like what I see. Let me try to emulate that. And then they go deeper into the research and say, well, what do I have to do to look like that or to be like that?
Yeah. I remember back a ways when I lost about 40 pounds and I changed the way that I ate. I stopped smoking. I stopped drinking. I did this all in one night. It was just something that I made a hardcore decision on. And of course, people don't notice right away, and I didn't talk about it. And then one day, my boss, a woman who was always struggling with her weight and everything, she looked at me and she said, this is how she worded it. She said, you know why you lost that weight? And we never really talked about it. I said, why? She said, because you're stubborn. She said, you just have a stubborn personality.
Yeah.
And I think that she wished that she had that, meaning just sticking to something. But I never wanted it to make it sound like, oh my God, I'm watching what I wish I could eat that. I never said that. I kept saying to myself, I just innately knew to say to myself, I love eating this way. I love drinking fresh water with lemon. I just love this. Now, initially, I did not. I may have missed it a little bit, but I just kept saying that when people asked me if I wanted a cigarette. You know, I want to go outside and have a smoke. I'd say, I don't feel like it right now. And my brain accepted this. And then it just easily happened for me. So I just want to preface this by someone called me out a little bit about this online. And they said that people with true addictions, you know, that this doesn't work and can be harmful for them. So I just want to preface it by saying that in my private practice, if someone came to me and they truly had a drug or alcohol addiction, I did not treat them. I did send them to specialists for that. So I just want to preface that because I fully recognize, you know, that could be a whole other journey that they need to go through with professional help. But for me, it worked. For me, that worked.
You basically rewired your own brain.
I did.
Yeah. And it takes a little work in the beginning.
Because of the brain, it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what isn't. It is what you tell it. The neuroplasticity of the brain can change.
Yeah.
And I think we tend to think we're controlled by our brain and our thoughts when it's the other way around. It's a tool that we can use to interpret the world and use our intellect in the right way.
Brain's all about survival. You'll be at the gym, and you could do a lot more than you think you can, but the brain's telling you, no, stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't want you to progress. You know, you could do that extra 5, 10 push-ups. Come on, you can really do it. You can do a whole lot more than you think. We're all capable of much more than we actually put out there in the world.
Yeah.
Right. When I was doing my internship on my way to be a therapist, I just remember the psychotherapist, Jane Miller, saying to me, one day I'm going to write a book called My Stupid Brain. And that's when I realized what you just said, Kahseim, is that we are the ones that tell our brains what to, and our brain will accept it. So when you smoke, sometimes you'll say, I just need a cigarette. I just need a cigarette. And then your brain says, oh, you need a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, but what you're really doing is taking a break and you're taking a deep breath. Which you can do without
the carcinogens.
Right.
That's right.
So it is that reprogram. That's, I guess, what she was trying to say. You know, that just, you know, it's not your brain, it's you.
Yeah.
And we give the brain too much credit in a way, saying, well, my brain doesn't allow me to do that. My brain is, it's like, no, you're not allowing yourself right now.
Yeah. Well, you look at the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza, like the power of belief in these things, right? If you really want that goal or that end product and you can program it in here, then you can change anything.
And the thing is, you need to have an accountability partner, too. Somebody's going to keep you accountable with that. Trying to do it on your own.
Huge help.
Willpower does not work. It only goes a certain amount of time.
I'm so glad you said that because when I go back in my own mind, the very first book I had, I got a lot of fears growing up about everything, thunder, you name it. I was afraid. My mother gave me the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And I want to say, who was that? Oh, my gosh. I think it's even on my homepage.
I have a brain fart in that, too, but I've read the book.
Norman Vincent Peale.
Yes.
Okay.
Norman Vincent Peale wrote the book.
That's before our time.
Yeah.
But it's still a very good book.
It is.
Yes.
It's timeless.
So my mom just gave it to me to read because I realized she had a lot of fears and things to overcome. So I had her to bounce things off of.
Yeah.
You know, where she would say, look, you're just having an anxiety attack. It's okay. Take a deep breath, you know, go out for a walk, focus on something else.
Yeah.
And that really helped a lot. So having the accountability person is it's great. Yeah.
Or a group. You know, a lot of times, like I've been doing these polar plunges for 5 years. And when I first started, I was doing it by myself. And then slowly people would see it online. They'd be like, oh, I want to come join you. Some would come join once and then I'd never see him again. But now I've got
I can understand that.
I've got a core group of a couple of guys that are, you know, they're calling me the night before. It's like, hey, what time are we meeting? Where are we going? This is what the weather looks like. And, you know, on days where I'm saying, maybe I'm just going to take this one off. Right. Like, I can't.
Do you do it every day?
I do it every weekend. Throughout the winter. Okay. So
throughout the winter.
I first started doing it because I'm a tropical person. Like Connecticut is not really my place.
Yeah, it's not your jam. Yeah.
I'd like to be somewhere near the equator or something like that. Yeah. Summertime is definitely my family season.
Right.
But I told myself, if I'm going to be here, I have to enjoy it in some way, shape, or form. But I also need to like pay for it. So it's kind of like, I don't want to call it like self-torture or whatever, but
But
I wake up
early.
early on a Sunday morning. I meet the sun right at the water. Sometimes I got to break through the ice. Sometimes I'm going in the ocean, and it's a spiritual practice, you know? So it's not just the physical aspect. It's this discipline, it's consistency, and it's a spiritual thing too.
Right.
And I've got people riding with me now. So I'm like, all right, let's go, guys.
Wow.
When-
Makes it a little bit easier when you have the accountability.
I think I've watched that from almost the beginning when you started posting and you were alone. And then as you added people, they didn't look too happy about it. They thought, am I really going to do this?
Yeah.
And we did it with the radio station. We do a lot of fundraisers. So that's where I did it. Worked different, like 3 or 4 times.
Nice.
And we'd all be rushing for the water, and we're looking at each other like, what the heck are we doing? We wanted to stop.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you didn't because there were other people there. And I just dove right in.
Yeah.
It was like hitting a cinder block.
Yeah.
Boy, but the feeling of it, like what you accomplished. And then you get out of the water, run into the tent, and have your hot coffee or hot tea or whatever it may be.
You have a tent.
I don't have a tent.
You run into your car?
So it depends on the time, or the time. It depends on the temperature. Sorry. So sometimes I'll leave the car running with the heat blasting and the seats warmed and all that. Other times not. But I have like some gear now. So when I first was going out, I was like a barbarian. Like I'd walk out, no shoes, no nothing.
Yeah. You've got
now I've got
shoes
some
now.
gloves. I've got
Yeah.
some. I almost lost my fingers and toes at one point. So,
Really?
yeah, it was pretty scary. I didn't know frost nip was a thing.
Yeah, frost
but it's the
nip.
precursor to frostbite.
Oh.
So I had to research this and look
Feel
it up.
like the tips were
Yeah, and then
slowly-
they got really hard, and then they turned kind of blackish blue, and you know, it was
it's a
very
little
strange. But,
disconcerting.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was worried.
Yeah, I would think. I'm sure you were somewhat concerned.
Yeah, I definitely was. I was more concerned for the person that I went with at that time because I felt bad for him too.
You don't want to kill anyone.
No, well, it's not me. It's Mother Nature.
That's
but
right.
you know,
I guess we've been given by Stefania, our director.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of our show, but we're going to continue this.
Oh, we're going to have
We have-
come again?
Yeah.
I love
All right.
it.
We have much to speak about food.
Yes.
And I've got questions for
hungry.
both
Yeah,
of you.
exactly.
Yes.
But thank you so much for tuning into another rollicking edition of What's Good with John and Joyce, brought to you by our friends over at Woodwinds, the home of Silvio's sauce. It's just so good. Speaking of food, it's so good. But check us out on all the streaming platforms. We're there, the iHeartRadio Podcast Network, YouTube, among others. And we really appreciate you listening in. And, it's been a great, fun having you.
this was a lot of fun.
Love the whole vibe of this broadcast.
Yeah.
And we just wish you and your family nothing but the best. Thank you for tuning
Bye
in.
for now.
Bye.